Hi guys. Okay, today we move to session 2 of our web page design and how to create a responsive login web page. This is our responsive login web page, and today I'm going to take you into the tutorial of how to create this responsive web page. If you want to create a login page for your program or link with your website, you can also follow this tutorial. Now, before then, I just want to take you into some part of the program and how this responsive web page works. At first, I want to show you how it's very much responsive. You see, it goes with the page, it goes directly with the page. It's very much responsive. And then now, if you click here, there is nothing happening because I have not yet added a JavaScript, but at most cases I just want you to see how it works, and then I will take you now to the tutorial of how to make this responsive web page all by yourselves. Please, if it is your first time programming or you have been programming for a little while, it doesn't really matter. You can do this all by yourself, and after we finish doing this, you will understand how to do this all by yourself. And then I'm not going to rush or be fast in the typing. I will take my time so that you can see everything that I will say and that I will do. You can get it very much clear. So at this time, I just want to take you to Visual Studio. This is a compiler in which at most cases I do my work. This compiler, Visual Studio, which is this one. But just in case if you don't have, you also you can download it on Google. Okay, this compiler I usually use to do most of my stuff for my web page design and other things. Is very much good. You can use it, but nevertheless you can also use some other compiler. Yes, and it also works. You can also use some Visual Studio Code and like this one, Dev. Java NetBeans, you can use Java NetBeans is also good, but at most cases I usually use this compiler. So at this time I just want to take you to the code first and to see this is the page. This is the page. The code here is not much. This is the page. Uh, when you log in the page and you see it load like this and something, it is a link with CSS for now. So this is what we have the design here, and this picture that is in the background is something that I inserted, and everything here is something that I inserted by CSS design. So let's go to our web design. So now at first you come here. In most cases, if you have not opened a file yet, you come right here, you say new window, and the option will come and you can create a folder, and in that folder you can create a file. But for this tutorial I don't really need to do it because I already created a folder, and this is the folder, so I can just create a new file within this folder. Come here and say just put advanced login page, here, and in most cases, usually when you want to use this compiler to do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it depends what you put. So now I want to use a HTML page just like this one here. I want to use the HTML page to do my program. In most cases, others use separate pages, but for this tutorial, I will use separate pages because some of my tutorial I just use one page. I know my subscribers, some of them want to see or how to create or separate pages when you are working with a large program. This program, the code is not very much, so I will just like create this page. This is the HTML, so you just put dot, you say HTML, and then directly it will bring the HTML tag design, like the logo or some other thing, maybe any way you can describe it is fine. Yeah, it will bring this design. Or at some cases you don't want to create HTML, you just say CSS, and then it will bring the CSS style design, the styling design. Or if not, you also put JS for JavaScript, it will bring the JavaScript tag design. Just in case you are creating three different classes, like what I have here now, you got login HTML, login JavaScript, and login CSS. So the color, they are quite different so that you can easily identify it. So but for this case, we will create the HTML first. So we just put, after we put dot, we write HTML and we press OK, and then automatically after you press OK, it will bring you a new page. This page is very clean, nothing on it, and with this page we are about to create our program. So you can see how the login page works. And then, so in this case, I just press the punctuation mark sign and then I press OK. There is nothing about magic in doing this. It's something you can watch again. You just read like a punctuation sign and then like you do this. Like sometimes people say strong feeling sign. Okay, like this one. You just read this sign and you press OK. Automatically is going to bring you this. It's fine with me, and if you tap it, it's fine. But sometimes like tapping it like this is like tiring to me, so that's why at most cases I just take the shortcut. So you can tap it all by yourself if you don't know the pattern, just like what I did just now. You write this and you press OK, automatically it brings the. But if you don't want, you can tap it. It's very good. So this is the HTML page, and this is the page that we are going to write all of our columns or the instruction on. And then we will create the CSS that will link with this page to do the design of the coloring and how you want the pictures to be, how it should be resized and other things. That is done with CSS. So I just want to give the name. Any name you want to give your document, your web page is fine. But for this, I just give any name like login page. So after then, you run it. You run the empty file you have created, and this is what you get. So you see, this is what you get. You got advanced HTML login page because this is the name you give it. So everything here is just exactly of what you get apart from this one. Yeah, so this is the page, and this is the page we are about to create our login page. This one is what we are about to create on this empty page, so now let's move to our tutorial. So now this is it, and we at first we just try to write some of our classes and how their relationship are and something like that. So in this case, we will write like the styling. Okay. So now is here you can write your CSS, which has to do with the styling. Is here you can write your CSS, and also you can write your JavaScript here. Say write script you. Okay. So now the differences between the both is that you can write your JavaScript here, where you got it stripped, and here you got the style. You can write your CSS, because CSS basically it has to do with styling and how you want things to be, and JavaScript just has to do with some set of instructions, like what you want, how you want it to function, how you want it to perform, something like that. So, but I'm just showing this so that you cannot get much confused, or somehow I cannot pass over things, because at most cases I usually use one page to do my work. But this for this tutorial, like, I'm going to create separate pages for all of these. I will create separate page for JavaScript. I will create a separate page for this the styling, which is the CSS, and then this page will remain just for the HTML. Yeah, this page will remain just for the HTML, and then I will link it, so you will see the common relationship between each of these pages and how they really work. Yeah, so don't be lost and just keep close. So as time go by, you will actually understand what I mean through our tutorial. Okay, so now let's move to the making of our HTML and how everything works. Okay. Okay, so now I just inserted all of these here, and this is the part of the HTML we are going to use for this tutorial. This is just all for the HTML, and I just want you to write them. Take your time to write them. Everything you have seen here, you take your time basically to write them, because they are all important. And maybe after we finish with this, you can like create it all by yourself. Then you can change the name you want to change it to. That is fine, but for now, please just follow the instructions so that you cannot make things to mix up like that. So you just write all of this, all of what you see. Yes, and this is just for the HTML. Now you see here where you got this one is just for the link of the, this is the link to that of the CSS. This is just the link when you want to link one page to another page. So now we are about to create a CSS page, and then you will see the common relationship between them. Yes, so now we are just about to create a CSS page, then you will see the common relationship between them. Now this one too is like the pictures. You see RMG here, this is like the pictures. This is the name of the picture class that we will use to work within our CSS. So this is just the name of the pictures class. Depending on the name you want to give is fine, but this is the pictures. At most cases, people usually we usually like use JPG. Yes, depending on the how the pictures is. You see here, like this picture is in JPG, and this one is in uh, JPEG, and then some are in PNG. So all of this, it depends on which, I don't know what to say, but really like how your pictures is, or which class your pictures is, or how your pictures look like that. So sometimes when the pictures come in a compiler like that, it convert it to JPG, or sometimes it convert it to PNG, like that. It depends. Sometimes maybe with the camera you took the photo with, or some other device that the pictures pass through before it comes to your device, like that. So like that, the pictures is converted. Yeah, like the type of the pictures is converted. So when it comes in the compiler like that, sometimes the compiler give a JPG, it give a PNG. Like, that happens with the hardware. Basically, I think that happens with the hard work. But for now, it's not our tutorial. I just want you to understand, and maybe you cannot be confused. At some cases, why when we link in the page, we always have JPG, we have PNG, like that. They are something common, but sometimes it deals with the hard work. It happens within the hardware where the picture pass, and then before it comes to this medium. So that's why. Okay, now so this is just the picture class. So for this tutorial, the picture is in png, like that. It's the compiler that converted it. I'm not the one who convert it, so I just leave it at that and we use it. And this is the login. This is just I will show you it as time goes by, like just the instruction of the login page, like that. And then these are all classes. This is a class, and then you see like placeholder wherein we will write, like we can insert our informations within the login page. Maybe like my name, say Aloysious, like Aloysious is my name, so like I just insert Aloysious, and then I put the password for Aloysious, maybe 123, like I just put the password for Aloysious or whatsoever the password is. I just put like that, or sometimes depending on how I want it to be. So now this placeholder here is just a page from the HTML that just it helps to create or tag in which you can insert or informations, like that, in which you can insert or information. So this is just the placeholder tag, and then this is something that you can insert anything you want depending on the instructions you give, like that. So it's created within the HTML, and then you will design the designing will be in that of the CSS. So now this is it, and I just want you to see. But now probably you finished writing this, or if you have not finished, please pause the tutorial and write everything that you see here so that we can move to the next. Everything you see here is quite important. You can write it and something. So at this time, after we finish with this HTML, I just want us to create a CSS page. So now we are about to create our CSS page and see how our CSS page works. So now we come here in the same class because everything is in one folder. So we just come here and maybe we give the same name, ADV login, advanced login page, like that. We just put dot and we put CSS. Now, as we put dot, we put CSS, automatically the CSS tag came and then it show over, and we just need to press OK. Here we press OK, and then this is the CSS. So now we come back to our HTML. Now we need to move this information from the tag because this information don't belong here. So now we are about to link this page, this CSS page, advanced login page.css, with this one, advanced login page.html. So reason being is we are linking them so that everything that we want to take effect on the web page as our instruction, like the pictures, how it should be, the information, the size of it, you need to do it with CSS. That's the basic functions of CSS, the styling of the web page. So we need to link it. This is why we have to insert the link here. We have to insert the link here. You see here style sheet, that is like CSS. Style sheet, that is for CSS. This is also for JavaScript. You see, with this one is for JavaScript. If you want to insert JavaScript, and then you can insert it with this, that. So this is the JavaScript, and this one is for the CSS. So now we just call our class. Here we say ADV. So now at most cases, this is something that easy that we can know we have mistakes within our program, and we can rectify it very quick before we go further in making of our web page. At most cases, you see like once there is mistake in this link, like you misspell something and you try to put a link of the next page, this like the name will not come. Like now it will not just automatically come. You see now I insert a name that it is not within this folder. So you see no option is coming up. You see no name is coming up. It just underline it, but there is no name automatically to come up. But now let's see, I just call the name of this. It will come up because it is found within this class. It's in the same folder, so it will come up. Now we just like it. By the time I put like A and you see it come up like that, you just take it. Now this is the link now, and we just create. This is the link we just created, and this is just also the JavaScript link. You see here script, and you see here style sheet. So it's just a common difference that in most cases you don't really need to forget. Once you see a style sheet, you should know that it belongs to like CSS, because CSS has to do with styling. And if you see script, you know that it belongs to to JavaScript, and this is it. At most cases, you also see HTML like that. That belongs to HTML script. That belongs to HTML rather. So you can know. Okay. So now after all, we created our CSS link. Now we move to the next page to see. But before then, I just want us to run the program to see the impact we make here. Yeah. So you see, this is the impact we make here. We just created this page. We created this one, and then we created the login informations and like every other thing we want here. And this is the pages we inserted. Now this is the link to the image. This is the link, just in case like this image you don't want, like maybe I put like jpg, like let's see, mm, this pictures, let's use jpg 11 jpg 11 dot jpg. It automatically came up because this pictures is in the file that we are working on. So at most cases, if you want to use some other pictures that well desired by you, you can insert the pictures in the folder you're working in, like that. The folder that you created to work, you can insert the pictures. Then at any time you can just write the name, automatically it will come up, then you can use it. So now we just change the pictures. I just want you to see. Now we change the pictures because the picture has no styling, so the picture is very big, and we didn't even make any styling about it, and we changed it, so it came up in a very large font. It came up in a very large font. So why it happens like that is because there is a difference between these pictures we just inserted and that of the pictures. The first pictures we had there was something that was very very resizable, and it was something that I have worked on before. It just for logo, it's for logo category. So like these pictures now is not just for logo category, it's maybe for web page like that. So let's come back and have our same pictures there, and we run it, and you see. So now we have the same pictures now. We have the same pictures now. Everything we had before is the same. So now this same picture is the pictures now we just have there. So this is the picture. After we inserted all of these informations, now we are about to insert the informations behind here, that of the background. We are about to insert the background and also insert how this page should be in the center, the styling of the page, the formations, how it should be, and is what we are about to do now. Since we already have these informations, so now we go to our styling of the HTML page. So you come here to advanced login page.css, which we are about to use to do the styling, so you can see how it works. Okay, so like I just inserted these informations, and this part of the informations is the body. This part is the body, and like at most cases I usually like use pages like for my background. but it don't really have to be like that. If you want to change it, it's fine with me. It's fine. You can change it to background color. You can change it to background color. It's fine. You come here to background color, and automatically some other color came up, and you can choose any color you want for your background. Like now, maybe I choose this one. It's fine. Okay, so this is everything you see here. It has to do with the background and the styling of the writing, how you want the writing to be. And then this one also has to do with the login page background. You see here you got background color. Or if you want to insert a pictures in the login page column, you can also insert a pictures. So this part I want you to read them. It's part of it. And all these are classes. Like now, come, I just want you to see here. This is the all these things, they are all classes. All these things, they are classes, and they are all under one. This one, they are under one class. So this one is a security, and this is a class. So you see here, in order for this to easily work, so that the styling can take over, you have to call this class, this security class. You have to call this security class in the CSS page. You have to call that functions so that anything you say or you do here, it can affect the page. Other than that, by linking this page will not do all of the work. Linking the page is one session, and then calling each of the classes, giving the functions of how you want it to be, is another part of the programming. So this is it for that of the CSS, and you can see how it works. I want you to read this code. It's the same thing here. They are still under one category. They are in one folder. So if I'm talking fast, or if you are not understanding, please can you pause the video to look at this very clearly and read it all by yourselves. And you also come here, after creating this, you also read this, and everything line by line. Please do not change anything. So this is it. And now can we run it so that we can see how it works? So but in this, with this page, you cannot run anything. Even within JavaScript, you cannot run anything. That's why, like at most cases, we link it, and then we work just for one page. So that is anything I do here is just a link. CSS is just a starting link. I cannot run anything here. I will only able to like run this in this page, like this one. So now I run it. You see, it take automatically insert like it work automatically. You see now, because I changed the background color today, so everything here it changes, and like the background color change. And you see here, this is the placeholder, and this is another placeholder. This is the login, like the OK button, and this is the pictures we use. You see, so they are all in one category. You see here, they are all in one category. You see, so now, like if you come here to our tutorial, you see here, this is the styling, and this is another styling, the coloring and other thing. This is it. When you scroll the marks over, it changes to another color. You scroll the mark, it highlight. Now this is what we are about to do now. I just want you to see that we are on path. And then this picture that is in the background, we are about to insert this picture in the background. So now we will change the background color. We don't want color, we want our pictures in the background. And then we will able to do the styling, that when we scroll over this, it will able to like put out another color, and then we can bring this one in the center and something like that. So let's move back to our tutorial, and you see, but everything has to do with in the CSS page. So you come back to the CSS page, Here you come back to the CSS page and we try to insert this, but write all of this first before we insert the others. Okay, so now we just inserted this. Please, I don't want you to get confused. At first we wrote this for the CSS, and after that we saw how it works. Now we just inserted this other category, and all these, they are classes, like the password class and that of the name, which is the placeholder. All these here you see here, the password, the name, they are all placeholder and they are defined classes. So we call them within the CSS. So now, but the differences between this is there are key difference I want you to see here. You see, like for this, like for these pictures, you got class, and the class name is security here, and we call the name of these pictures. We call the name, which is security. This is the class. We whenever you want to call a class, you should put dot. If it is not a defined class, like for body, it's a defined class, is in the system, or is in the programming body, is in the program. So in most cases people don't really put dot, but maybe like for h12 is also a defined class, h2 is also a defined class. But for ordinary classes that are not found within the compiler, you always put dot to call the functions. So you see here, like these are all created classes, they are not in the compiler, so I put dot so that it can be called. So this is the class. Now, why sometimes people want to know, maybe like this one is quite different, is because this is our input, this is a placeholder. Like this one is a placeholder where you can write, you can insert informations like your name and maybe your password, like that. So this is a placeholder, a name placeholder, and this is a password placeholder, and so on. It depends on what kinds of informations you want to be inserted within your placeholder. So you see, I just come and create like input tab. Which type of input tab should be within this category? The input tab should be in the category is password input tab, his password. Then I also come here and I said input tab. Which type of input tab should be here? I say username. Anything that you have to insert here is name. Other than that, it will not take anything. Is name. It won't take password. It won't take password because it's not a password inputted. Password is not a name inputted, depending on how you want your information to be. Yes. So these are all the functions, and I will scroll down. So you see, these are newly inserted functions. I just inserted these ones so you can see them very clearly. You can see them. Please, you can pause the tutorial to also write them all by yourself and take your time to write them. Do not pass over anything. These are all the padding style and how you want it to be, the margin 0, and the text should align in the center. The font size of the text should be like 30 pixels, like that. You see, these are all the classes, and so here, these are all the classes. The classes end here. This is the end of the class. See, so we scroll back up so you can see. So these are all the classes, and we scroll up so you can see. Now, this was the first class we inserted for the HTML, and this is the second class we inserted too. So, but before then, I will come back and show you the code from line to line. But I just want us to see how it works first. Let's run it. We come here, we run it. We always run it from the HTML type. We run it from the HTML page. So we come here, we run, open with server, live server, and we press OK. Now you see here, you see now everything has happened now. What we want that to happen, like it works fine, but the image in the background we didn't change, and we let us change now so we can like work it up. So now we come here, and because this is a background, we don't want pictures in the background anymore. We don't want like background color, so we come here, you see background image, and then it will bring you the URL type, and you just put the image name. So you see this picture here is 11.jpg. This is the pictures I want it to appear in my HTML or my web page. So I just insert the name of these pictures here for the background image, and then I also want the size of my web page, like from this distance to this distance on my web page should be like in this number. In this number it should be this number, and then the padding of it should be 0, and the margin of it should be 0, and the width of it should also be like 200 pixel. The height of it should be 750 pixel, and then the positions of my picture should be like center. It should be in the center, and maybe there are some informations I want. It should be like in this written format, like that. So the font family sans serif format written, that's how it should be. Okay, so this is the box. This login box is like the box in which like all of our informations are. We can like insert our names and insert our password, and okay, this is the login box, and I want this to be like 340 pixel. The width should be 340, the height should be 400, the background should be black, and everything like that. So after all we change this, let's see how it works. So let's see here, we press okay. So now automatically it's changed. You see, automatically the background change. You see the background change, and we are still on the same page. Not that we changed anything. This is the page we created today, and this is it. Everything here we have just created it, and you can see. Now I want to take you to the code back to see if there are some things you pass over, and then we can get it. But before then, I just want to bring your information to you. Please subscribe to my channel, and this is my WhatsApp number. You can contact me on my WhatsApp number just in case for some other thing you want to understand and you didn't get for this video. But also there are some things that I will be teaching in times to come, which is the JavaScript and the HTML, the CSS language. For now, we just did the HTML and the CSS. Later, probably we will do like the JavaScript, but I need your comment, I need your support so that I can do more tutorial videos on most of these programming languages and Java animations, which we will be doing. And I will show you some other tutorial videos that I have a lot of Java animations, how to make your web page design move and all those things like that. And then I will be teaching you C++ on this channel, and I will be teaching you C language, and I will also be teaching you on details of database, because in most cases, after creating all of these things, you log into the web page with name, maybe like Shalina Barlea, like that, and you put a password. You put a password. Now you press OK. Now this person information should be in the database that will prove that this person has account with the page you want to log into. So we need database basically to do most of our work. So I will be teaching you database, and I'll also be teaching you some part of Python, because it's good to get used to a lot of languages so that at times they are all used for specific purpose depending on what you want to do. So I'll be teaching you some part of Python, and then also you got and others. Maybe there are some things that are not listed here. There are some languages, and maybe you want to understand or you think you want to know something about. You can also like leave the comment, or you can contact me on my WhatsApp number, or at some cases you call me, it's fine, and you can leave comment below. But before then, I just want to take you to the codes the last time. But please subscribe and hit down the notifications button so that I will be aware, and you can also know that whenever I post new videos, and you can also know like there is a new video up on this channel that will help you greatly. Please, I need your comment also. Your comment will help to improve. Maybe there are some things that I did in this tutorial that is not right, or something that I said that very passed over. You can leave comment below so that it can help to improve this channel and tutorial for this channel, please. Okay, so now this is the informations for the HTML page. So you can see this is the informations. Please see it, view it very good, and then we come here, and this is the that of the CSS. This is the CSS. Now I also said that please, after creating these two pages, you should link it. The link is very important. If you link it and you don't see on a line here, like on a line on a like with this writing, then that means to say at some cases there is a problem. At some cases there is a problem. That means to say there is no relationship. So the link is very important if you want this to work. Or if you don't want to create the link for this, you can just come and you say star, you write star, and you write this. Anything you write here, like anything you write here, it will automatically work. Anything you write here, it will automatically work. Like any instructions you want for the body, like that, it will automatically work. See, it will automatically work. So, but in most cases for this tutorial, I told you I wanted to like create separate pages for each of the web design that I'm about to do. So now let's move to this is the CSS. I just want you to see. I'm showing the marks down so you can see it step by step. If there is anything I pass over, you can see it and you view it. Okay. Please write everything like what you see here. If it works successfully for you, which I know, then you can change it to the name you want to change it to, or anything you don't understand, please leave the comments so I will know to improve the video on this channel. And please subscribe. So this is it. If you also need a code, maybe you absolutely you didn't get anything exact like what I said, please you can add my WhatsApp, and maybe we can start to conversate, and then you can get a code from me. But I need your subscription. So lastly, this is my WhatsApp and that of my contact, and so you can leave your comment below, please. Thank you so much for this tutorial. At this time, I just want to end this tutorial. Everything here has been completed, so I just want you to see lastly before we go off. This is it. We just created our login page. At some time I will create uh, the JavaScript so that we can do separate account when you log in, and then you can have access. The JavaScript which I have not finished yet is this, but if you come here you know that I have not really yet finished. This is the JavaScript. I'm still like working on it. Like that, I don't. After sometimes I will complete this JavaScript. Then with that, I can link it, and I will show you how to link the JavaScript, and I will show you the tutorial. But I need your comment and your support for this channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.